Hello there, gentle people. How you doing? Right? Hot minute as usual. My videos are a few and far between, but I won't even stress it. It's just live. So I just wanted to say hi. I have a bunch of new followers that we haven't seen each other face to face yet, and I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, your presence, your energy. You could be watching anybody else's video, but what? You're here with me, all right? So, quick update. I'm going to just try to chuck up everything together. One is that I have a couple new gigs going on, so that's really cool. One of them is as a teaching artist at a local art gallery. So the city that I live in, they opened up this huge, they built this huge brand new multi-million-dollar complex recently, and a part of it includes an art gallery, a local art gallery for the city. So they have a beautiful classroom space on the second floor, and I am officially the teaching artist at the gallery. So I'll be teaching class. Well, I started already. We had an art festival recently, and I was scheduled to teach one class and ended up having to teach three because there were so many people. It just got waitlisted, and they ended up having to call me to come teach some extra classes, which was exhausting but very, very cool. I was so in my element. I mean, I'm happy even just washing the paintbrushes, for crying out loud. So I had an absolute blast, and it was all ages. Like, the class there was a baby, like literally 4 months old, and then there were people there who were in like their 70s and 80s, so, and all these ages in between. It was an absolute blast. And then how it's gonna work during the week is, during the week I teach the kids, and then on the weekends it's adults, 13 and up, pretty much. And yeah, so teaching artists at the local gallery, which is really cool because I just get to come up with all this stuff that I love to do. So that's cool. The other thing is there is a company that sells craft supplies. They've been in business for over 30 years. They're called factorydirect.com, and they have a lot of different things that you wouldn't necessarily be able to get at, like, your local craft or hobby store. And I am writing for them. So every week I do tutorials, and they're basically craft tutorials and art and craft tutorials pretty much, which at first I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too bad. But then here what get me, when I do something, I'm like boom, 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 and I'm going right through it. And now I have to kind of stop and be like, all right, how do I translate this for somebody who's never done it before? And it's a lot like teaching and then coming up with a lesson plan, right? So it's like, all right, step 1, step 2, and I have to take my time and go through and imagine what it would be like for somebody who's never done it before. And that really, it's a different thought process, but it's very interesting, and that's pretty cool. So that's my two little gigs, my little side things going on. And then other good news is I got accepted to this artist residency. The deal with the artist residency is, and if you don't know what an artist residency is, they have them literally all over the world. And some of them are paid, some of them are unpaid. And pretty much emerging artists or established artists, you can apply for these artist residencies. Then you have to submit your work, your best work, your most recent work, and it's reviewed by a panel, and based on your application, your artist statements, all that good stuff, they take everything into consideration and decide if you'd be a good fit for the residency. And just on a whim, I decided to apply to this artist residency in Iceland, which is weird because I'm sure people are like, Iceland, like what the heck? But honestly, Iceland is somewhere I used to dream about. Like, I used to dream about the landscape, having never been there before. And I was like, you know what? I'm just, technically, I guess I qualify as an emerging artist. I never went to art school. I'm going to just apply on a whim. And I got through. Like, I literally applied and chucked it to the back and didn't even think about it after that point. And maybe like a month later, I got the email saying that, hello, you've been accepted to come to this artist residency in Iceland. So Iceland, and that is happening over the summer. So I am super excited. The deal with Iceland is cold though, right? So summer 70 degrees is considered like blisteringly hot to them, whereas 70 degrees in South Florida is like, oh my goodness, I'm freezing. Yeah, so thick jackets. And yeah, so there is that. So there's the Iceland thing, and I think that's most of the good news for now. And oh, I wanted to share an epic fail with you. The people on Pinterest might have seen these making the rounds. You're supposed to take like yarn and you put it in. This is what I use. This is Mod Podge, some fabric stiffener, which you can use on fabric when you make bows. And basically when you dip the fabric in this fabric stiffener, like it will make your bow stand up, or whatever kind of thing you're working on with fabric and you need the fabric to be stiff. And the deal on Pinterest is, okay, I didn't get this idea from Pinterest. I saw it on Pinterest. I actually saw it in a book. But you take yarn and you pretty much dip the yarn in the fabric stiffener, and you're supposed to like put some plastic wrap on a balloon and then wrap the yarn around the balloon, and it's supposed to I mean, this is cool in and of itself. I'm sure I could do something with this. This is yarn. This is supposed to be a ball, but can we see, gentle people, this is there's no ball anything happening here. But I mean, I'm sure an idea is going to come to me. I don't know, I'll figure that out. But I tried it a couple different ways. Then I had this other idea. Oh, if I wrap it around this is a Jamaican ginger beer plastic container, which I didn't drink. So I wrap it around the container, right? And my idea was, oh, when it gets hard, I'll just press the container and the yarn will slip off. And you see my dilemma? There's no yarn slipping off anywhere. This is not happening. So, okay. And let me see. Oh, so this, wait, I told you I did a couple of them. This almost made it. This is like, it's almost there, but look at this little piece right here. I didn't put enough fabric stiffener on these parts, so they kind of fell apart, but you kind of get the general gist. So my idea was, and this wasn't what I saw, but my idea was, you know, I could make a couple of these and make like a little mobile, like a little baby mobile. So that didn't work. Here's the last one, which almost kind of make it. See, this was around one of the balloons. So this is kind of the idea that I had. And then this top part here, I would attach some string to it, and I do them in different colors and make a little mobile thing. But clearly that was a craft fail. That was an epic disaster. So I have to come up with something else. And oh, I've been working on some pieces that involve what we call in Jamaica crocus bag, which is burlap. And this fabric in Jamaica, this is what the farmers use to carry their produce in. So no matter what I do with burlap, that is what the memory will always be to me. Crocus bag is such a huge part of our culture in Jamaica, but here they call it burlap. So this is burlap over a piece of board. And I have some gesso, and then this would fall under the category of assemblage, and these are pieces that I've picked up throughout the years, and I'm always picking up stuff every time I go somewhere. This is a piece of driftwood from when I took my son and my nephews to the park. This right here, we have these trees in Florida, they're everywhere, and they have these little green pods. And the pods, they eventually fall off the trees and they crack open. And I've always thought that it was such a beautiful shape. The first time I decided to pick some up, I had the idea to maybe make like some pendants with them. Kind of similar to what I did here a couple of years ago with this piece of twig that I found at the park. But pretty much I've had them for years, and now they're finally kind of coming about in the work. And then this shell thingy right here is from the beach here in Florida, and it was one time me, my mother, and my son and my big nephew, we went to the beach. So all three of these little pieces have some kind of meaning to me, and they're all like a Florida thing. So let me tell you about Florida, right? Florida is the place that I have been running from for the longest while. It's like I come here and it's like, oh, let me go live in Chicago. Oh, let me go live in New York. Oh, let me go live in Atlanta. Oh, let me go live in California. And for some strange reason, I always end up back in Florida. And I don't know if it has to do with the weather or if, you know, my family is here. But yeah, always, I've kind of gotten okay with Florida now. Especially when I see this ridiculous snow falling all over the place. But I shouldn't be the one to talk considering I'm going to Iceland soon. Anywho, this is another piece I did. And this one here is this little piece of tree branch that I found. It was after a hurricane. Not the last hurricane. A couple hurricanes ago. Where like there are twigs and pieces of stuff everywhere. And here's another one of those pod thingies. And if you know what those trees are, I have no idea what they are. I would love to know. They're huge trees, the green pods, and then when the pods fall and crack open, they break open into this. And then another shell from that same trip to the beach with my son and my mother and my nephew. And I have a whole bunch of these pieces that I'm working on. And the idea that I have is pretty much to put them in a frame with like a little lip around the edge, so it kind of looks like a box, but we'll see how that goes. And then the last thing that I had to share with you guys is some stuff I got yesterday, and I've had my eye on it for a while, and I was like, you know what, let me just get the thing and stop play, right? Well, you'll see. One of the things that's very important to me is that I honor my 5-year-old self on a regular basis. When I think about the time in my life right before you start like understanding stuff, for me that was 5. That was when stuff was still like pure. So I try to honor my 5-year-old self on a regular basis. And let me tell you guys, my 5-year-old self is digging this stuff. First, these are called gobblies. These are like paintballs. How cool is this? So the idea, like, can you see? They're like squishy little, they look like bubble tea, right? Me and my son used to drink bubble tea when we lived in California a lot. But anyway, yeah, don't drink this. This is not bubble tea. These are paintballs. And the idea, well, pretty much you can throw them anywhere. You can go outside with a canvas. You can throw them on the canvas. The idea, another idea is, you know, if you have kids, this does not have to be a kid thing because there's nothing childlike about this old person. But another idea is you can wear some white t-shirts and throw them at people. I'm so excited. And one of my favorite things growing up was water guns. I absolutely love water guns. I don't know what was my fascination with them, but I thought they were like the coolest thing when I was little. I used to harass my parents to buy them for me all the time. And I got 2 of these, but here's the deal. Look at what it says. It says paint launcher. I'm going to put paint in these bad boys, and yeah, so the plan is to do it on canvas, but if some just happens to get on my son, I don't know, like, I mean, hey, sorry, not sorry. And then I got some water balloons as well. And also, Michael's had a sale on these neon oil pastels, which I'm really excited to try. And I used to have a thing against pastels because I didn't like the texture of it. But, you know, I'm kind of getting over it. And I like neon, so that's the deal. Anyway, I've been going on and on and on and on. So that is the latest. That's pretty much it for now. So until I see you again, all right, I'll probably throw in like some little tutorial video or something before you actually see this mug of mine again. But anyway, like I said before, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, your presence, your energy. I really, really do. Like, you just don't even understand how much I appreciate you. All right, so take care, and I will see you soon. Peace.